I have so little faith in the goodness of the hearts of the NFL owners. I have so little faith in doing what's right by NFL heritage, fans, legacy, history. And yet, I don't think the Bills will ever be allowed to leave Buffalo. Part of that is right now, your commissioner is from Western New York. Roger Goodell is from Jamestown, New York, which is not far from Buffalo. He is intimately aware of the relationship of the Bills and that region and what they mean to so many people. I think also you have a moment in time right now where the Bills brand and their connection to their city has become larger than maybe the team itself. Bills Mafia, hashtag Bills Mafia, in the age of social media has become its own cartoon. And it's a fun, whimsical, crazy, silly cartoon that makes the NFL seem cooler. Now, the Bills went to 4 consecutive Super Bowls in the early 90s. There was no, quote, Bills Mafia back then. There was no hashtags back then. There were no GIFs or videos or Twitter clips of people smashing through folding tables. But Bills fans have always been incredibly loyal, incredibly diehard. But the thing with the Bills Mafia right now helps them. Like, you just wouldn't go, yeah, hashtag Bills Mafia if they moved to Austin. And these dynamics in play, I believe, prevent the Bills from ever leaving. I don't think, unlike the Raiders, which they allowed to leave, unlike the Rams, unlike the Chargers, I don't think in the modern NFL scope, they would view the Bills leaving as good for business. Now, the Raiders are the best comp here because the Raiders leaving Oakland was potentially bad for business as well because of the Raiders fandom black hole brand. But they felt black hole craziness could be recreated in Vegas, that enough Raiders fans would travel to Vegas weekly, and they wanted to be in Vegas. What did Pete just say? Stadiums, Super Bowls. They want a Super Bowl in Las Vegas. They don't care about a Super Bowl in Austin. And they don't assume Bills fans get on flights every Sunday and go down to Austin and recreate Bills Mafia. So I don't think it's the same. And of course, the Cleveland Browns is this kind of warning to everybody. Hey, if they can move the Browns, they can move anybody. It was a different NFL. The NFL was caught off guard by the Browns moving and Art Modell moving. They assumed, the league assumed, Cleveland will work this out. And they never really got involved until it was, oh my God, it's really going to happen. And then they said, okay, whoa. You can't bring the Browns there. You got to bring the Ravens or whatever else. So the Browns stay in Cleveland. And then automatically it was expansion back into Cleveland. Automatically the wheels started moving. Got to get the expansion team back in Cleveland. I don't think the NFL, after what happened with the Browns, would ever have that hit them unexpectedly again and then have to go into, well, you can't move the Bills. You got to just move the team. Then we have the expansion team Bills. You know, they would never recreate the expansion team Bills. It just wouldn't make sense. And if you go back to the Raiders, it is virtually impossible without 100% private money to build a stadium in California these days. It's why the A's are dying on the vine right now. It is why the Raiders had to move. It is why the Chargers had to move into a privately financed stadium in Los Angeles. It's virtually impossible. The Giants had to do it in San Francisco. The Warriors had to do it in San Francisco. You've got to build your own stadium, 100% private financing. Not the same in New York. They'll get you public financing. Now, it won't be 100%, But in New York, you can get public financing for arenas and stadiums. It has happened. So I think ultimately this ends with them figuring this puzzle out. But Roger Goodell, speaking about it publicly, is supposed to move the needle. They don't want to move the Bills. He's talking about it so that they don't have to move the Bills because there's not a better solution. I think when it came to the Raiders, they felt like Vegas was a better solution. And I know they thought the Raiders going to LA was a better solution, but they figured, okay, we move the musical chairs around. We get to fix the Rams fixed themselves because Kroenke built the stadium. We don't need to be in St. Louis. We'd rather be in Los Angeles. We get to fix the Chargers because they can't get a new stadium and they just move up the road. We get to fix the Raiders because we want them to be in Vegas anyway. They don't want to be in Austin. They don't care about Austin. No offense, but they don't care. There's no other city out there they really care about right now. They don't need Portland. So they want to be in Buffalo, which is why you're going to hear Goodell rattling cages and why, of course, as Pete said, never say never. But by the same token, it's why I believe it is not the same at all as the Browns or the Raiders, that ultimately it will get done. And I am saying that from somebody who is completely pessimistic on the front offices and the ownerships and the commissioner's office of the NFL.